Bro, just look at this. Like, nothing I say can describe just the horror of this scene. Like, in movement. Like, look at this dude! Look how he just slides in! Like, look at this. The man just slides in the frame. Like, the way that looks in motion with the CGI, like the Play-Doh textures, it's funny. But what makes this even better, honestly, than anything else, is the way he moves his little feet. Like, look closely on the left there, like, he shuffles his feet there, and then he moves into frame. Like, you literally see him get super close, and you can see the actual poor resolution textures on his teeth and gums, and I'm just like, yo. And then the eyes are just soulless as hell. The way he's just staring you down, it's just like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? So, yeah, this series is brand new, by the way. This came out yesterday with its first episode. The series title is Kaminaki, as you can see here, made by Studio Palette. It is relatively a recent studio. Like, they don't have a lot of anime under their belt from what I could see. They were established in 2018, but they haven't worked on anything huge, so to speak. But the point is that this is a brand new series, and, you know, I got to watch the first episode yesterday, and I think everybody that watched this episode was absolutely floored by just this scene. Because up to this point in the anime, like, this is 7 minutes into the episode, almost 8 minutes in the episode looks relatively good. Like, when you're actually watching it and seeing it in motion, it's like not the best looking show of all time, but like, it looks normal. I mean, look at the line work here, it looks pretty freaking good. And then you get to, you know, like the 7-minute mark, and you're like, what in the hell is that monstrosity sliding in the frame and all that? Like, what is this? And it's just like, wow. Like, I understand sometimes monsters and beasts are used to CGI, but it's so jarring. It completely destroys your immersion in that single moment when you see this creature on screen. But after this creature appears, relatively, the episode once again goes back to being really good. I mean, consistent art and animation besides, obviously, that CGI, and it's a fun first episode. So, let's get into the actual synopsis. So basically, the series is a reincarnation / a isekai, transported to another world type story, that typical stuff. But the thing about this world is that, like, H-manga and stuff are the norm here. Like, it's commonplace, it's norm, etc. It's all over the place. And that's basically the gist of it. Like, if you look at, like, the synopsis here, it even talks about it and all that, you know, like how it's all, you know, akin to children's doodles. So, it basically says it's all over the place within the actual story. But anyways, how is it as a anime? Like, getting into the actual anime, is this a decent first episode besides, obviously, the jarring creature that appears on screen? Yeah, I think this is fun. I do think legitimately this is a very fun series. Kaminaki episode 1 I did have a good time with, but I would be lying to you if this isn't a worrisome sign that you see. Finally, X-Arm has a worthy opponent. That's all I'm gonna say. It finally does. But, okay. Anyways, to be fair here, there's a lot of good anime from this season already. Like, today, Ancient Magus' Bride Season 2 came out, and I mean, we already have had, like, Heavenly Delusion, Hell's Paradise, you know, The Dangers in My Heart, you know, we've had My Home Hero, we've had a few good shows that's already came out, and I mean, that's yet to talk about stuff that's yet to come out. I mean, we gotta think about, you know, Oshinoko, that's gonna be airing on April 12th. So, when we think about all of this, is this series worth, like, you know, watching? Personally, at this point in time, it's average. It's a very average series. It's one of the series you can have fun with, but that's about it. I don't think it's going to go places. I don't think it's going to be the best thing ever, but I do think that it's going to be fun. And I think that, people's first impressions of the series is definitely going to be this scene. I gotta be honest, my first impressions was of this as well. Like, I checked out the anime of this series because of this little brief scene. Like, when I saw, you know, this scene yesterday appear in my feed, I was like, what in the hell is this? I was like, okay, I gotta watch this. Like, I gotta see what's going on here if it really is that bad, because it's like, look, I'm one of those advocates that always say just because it's CGI doesn't mean it's bad. I always say that. Because, like, yeah, you could have some terrible CGI, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It can be fun still. Like, Overlord is a good example of this. Overlord has some atrocious CGI. I think we can all agree if you remember Season 3. But it's still a fun series. And I think this could go for a lot of anime. Just people are very quick to judge because of the outward appearance. Automatically, they'll throw it into the wind, and that's about it. But just because it's ugly, so to speak, doesn't mean it's bad. But, yeah, so I checked out the series for morbid curiosity. Went in, not expecting much, enjoyed it. That's all I could ask. So, yeah, that's my overall thoughts and impressions of the story. It's a typical isekai with a little bit of a twist, as you can see here, but that's about it. So, if you're interested in checking check it out for yourself, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I wanted to make a quick video kind of discussing the scene in particular. But okay, be safe. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like. It does help me out a lot. It helps with the algorithm and more of my videos to appear in people's feeds. But with that, Chibi out.